Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Devaney, and today I'm going to be making banana bread. Before we get started, please like and subscribe, and let's get to it. So all week I wanted banana bread, so I went out, got some bananas, got a lot of bananas, like 7 bunches, but it was only $1, so I've been making banana bread for days now, and I'm gonna bring you all along for the ride. First things first, I've got 4 overripe bananas, and we're going to roast them in the oven. So the oven's at 350 degrees, and we're just gonna put this in there for 15 minutes. While that's going, I've got half a cup of butter in here, and we're going to brown it. So I tend to leave it on, medium high for about 2 to 4 minutes. And then you'll see the color go from like buttery yellow to like a more brownish caramely color. We're gonna whisk that up so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Okay, so around the edges it's getting a little bit darker. So I'm going to whisk it a little bit so it doesn't burn. So now we can see it's a bit darker, but I want it a little darker, a little more brown. But we don't want it too dark. Like once you hit a certain point, then it's just burnt butter, and that's not what we're going for. So this is what we want it to look like. Very caramely in color. It's really foamy, so it's hard to tell. And it smells like caramel. So that's what we're going for with our browned butter. And we're just going to throw her in our bowl. Right now in my bowl, I have 3/4 cup of brown sugar. You should let your browned butter cool a little bit before you add it to your brown sugar, but honestly, I haven't seen a difference between waiting or doing it right away. So I'm just gonna throw it right in there and start mixing. And because it's melted butter in hot sugar, it doesn't take long to mix at all. It smells super good right now, really. What does it smell like? What do you think? Caramel?
Like it literally smells like fudge. Like if you made like homemade fudge, that's what it smells like.
I've never had fudge before, but I guess so. So I'm adding in a little bit of vanilla right now and 2 eggs. They've been sitting at room temperature for a bit. So we've got 1. Do them 1 at a time. And I like to crack my eggs separately before I pour them in, because you never know who's gonna come out of that eggshell. So just to make sure we're all good before we ruin our beautiful browned butter here. I'm gonna mix for a couple seconds. And now we wait for our bananas to finish roasting. I've got about 5 minutes left, so we'll just wait for that. So our oven just went off, and we're gonna take out our bananas. They're roasted, they're dark, they're leaking banana juice, so that's always a good sign. So I'm gonna let these cool for a couple minutes so I don't burn my hands again, and then we'll move on to the next steps. So I've got 3 out of 4 bananas in my blender cup, and then we're just gonna do our last one and add it in there. So they're super soft, they're still pretty warm. I'm gonna move this closer because it's pretty liquid. There we go. So we've got all 4 bananas in here. Then we're just gonna puree it for a couple seconds. So we have something that's kind of the consistency of baby food, I guess. And then we'll add that to our delicious smelling stuff over here and mix it up. These bananas are so good. I'm gonna scoop out every last bit. And then we mix. So from here, you can see that everything is pretty well mixed. It doesn't take very long because you've got hot butter on sugar that obviously melts easy with hot bananas. So after these wet ingredients are all mixed together, we're gonna add the dry. With our dry ingredients, we have 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cups of baking powder, and like a pinch of salt. So I add about half first, mix a little bit, and then I go in with the buttermilk, mix more, so on and so forth. So we'll mix for a couple seconds here, just to incorporate. Then I've got a 1/4 cup of buttermilk, so I pour in about half of that. Oh, that looks like more than half, but that's okay. Mix again. We're gonna add in the rest of the flour. Mix. And while that's going, I'm gonna add that last little bit of milk that I have. So it doesn't take long at all to mix. We don't want to over mix it, so it's still pretty liquid with our batter. And then I've got a baking pan prepared. You could use any type of material, silicone, aluminum, I have glass, that's just what I have handy. And then we're going to pour in our batter. This should make 1 loaf. Perfect, it's exactly gonna be 1 loaf. And I wish you could all smell this. It smells so good. You smell all the bananas, obviously, but you smell that, I guess, caramely flavor from the browned butter, and it's beautiful. So you've got it in our pan, and it's going to go in the oven for about 65 minutes. It could be a little bit more or less depending on your oven. As usual, when you're baking something like a cake or a bread, poke it with your cake tester to make sure it's ready before you bring it out. So I'm gonna put it in there and I'll see you in an hour. So the oven just went off, and let's get our banana bread. Right. There it is. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. The brown butter makes all the difference. So there you have it. This is my favorite recipe for banana bread. I hope you like this video almost as much as I'm gonna like this banana bread. And as always, please like and subscribe to this video, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video.